Herschel Walker, I think yesterday, I don't know, said he wants to be a vampire. I'll get to that in a moment. I mean, this is just crazy. I just hope that Reverend Walker continues to get support from the Democratic Senatorial Committee, even though the Senate has now been decided that it will remain in under Democratic control. But we still need in this state money to publicize not just Raphael Warnock's, Senator Warnock's campaign, but also to make sure everybody hears about this shit from Herschel Walker about he'd rather be a vampire than a werewolf. He gave a campaign speech yesterday. And now keep in mind, Herschel Walker, who is about as qualified to be a senator as I am. No. Take that back. He's as qualified to be a senator as any fourth grader. But he is the Republican candidate for the Senate here in Georgia. And during this campaign stop, he said, quote, "I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf." End quote. That is, I know it's hard to believe, but that is a direct quote. I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf. Now, this is Donald Trump's boy. And here he is in a runoff with a man who's been senator from Georgia for the past 2 years, who has spent the better part of his life, Senator Warnock, as a minister of a church, the same church where Martin Luther King Jr. preached. And he has to go through a runoff with this ignorant asshole named Herschel Walker. Oh, my God. So Walker was giving a speech in McDonough, Georgia, which is one of the outlying suburbs of Atlanta. And he was, for some reason, Walker decided to rehash the plot of a film that he said he recently watched late at night. And he said this: the title was Fright Night or Freak Night or some type of night. I don't know if you know, but vampires are some cool people, are they not? But let me tell you something that I found out. A werewolf can kill a vampire. Did you know that? I never knew that. So I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf. End quote. What the sky high Mount Everest fuck is that all? I mean, what is this guy saying? Now, some video footage of this bullshit went quickly viral. Other footage of some of this freak's rambling remarks have gone viral. Like that, remember during the debate when he whipped out that toy police badge? That little chunk of video went viral. Walker has made bullshit statements about climate science, about which he knows nothing. He's lied over and over repeatedly about his so-called business record. He has been shown to have fathered a bunch of children previously unacknowledged. He's seen his own son denounce him. And even though he's campaigning on this absolutely no wiggle room anti-abortion platform, he's pressured 2 women that we know about to have abortions. Now, in McDonough, Georgia yesterday, when Walker was talking about the vampire film, that the title of which you couldn't remember, that led him to a character he said used a cross and holy water against a vampire, and there was no expected effect. And according to Walker, this showed irrefutably that, quote, life don't even work unless you got faith. We got to have faith. It's time for us to have faith. We got to have faith in our fellow brothers. Got to have faith in this country. We got to have faith in elected officials. And right now, that's the reason I'm here. End quote. Yeah. Well, Herschel Walker's opponent is a man of faith. Warnock has been pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, where the civil rights icon, leader, Dr. King, preached. Anyway, Walker added, when he was making an absolute goddamn fool of himself in McDonough, and the weird part is, when Walker says shit like this, he doesn't realize that he's making himself look like a stereotypical black man, the stereotype that has been put forth by white Southerners since forever. And the only reason he's a candidate is because the orange vomit picked him, and because white people in the state of Georgia, these ignorant white trash, will vote. And I don't give a goddamn if these ignorant white trash are worth millions or living on welfare. It doesn't matter to me. They are only going to vote and have voted for Walker so they can own the libs. I've said this before. If any of these white morons who voted for Herschel Walker saw him walking down the street on the same side of the street they were on, these white devils would jump across the street faster than you can say, "Here come the judge," to get out of his way. I know this shit, man. I live here, all right? And Walker added that the vampire in the film he watched was, quote, looking real good in his black suit. Whoa, that sounds like Senator Warnock, doesn't it? End quote. What? I don't want to be a vampire anymore. I want to be a werewolf. You loopy fucker. I mean, come on, Walker. Come on. Go away. Jesus Christ in heaven. Go away. I want to be a vampire, a werewolf. I don't know. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.